Hello and a very warm welcome to Daily F1 News. And in today's news, we have Alfa Romeo and their team change. Australia is complete and ready to go. And will we go to Melbourne this year? We have Alex Albon visiting the factory and losing his keys. Oscar Piastri getting a Jack Brabham award. And a ban for military when they fly over during the national anthem and the start of the race. So yeah, let's jump into it, and we'll start with Alfa Romeo as they changed their name from Alfa Romeo Racing Orleen to Alfa Romeo F1 Team Orleen. So yeah, we covered a video on that earlier, and that is basically Orleen is obviously Robert Kubica's sponsor. Jumping into other news, and we go into Australia. Now, we do have a couple of Australians as subscribers. So yeah, Melbourne, obviously quite famous on the F1 calendar. We used to go to Adelaide, and now Melbourne is the home of Australian motorsport. Yeah, the track is complete. Obviously, they're doing some circuit changes. Turn 1, this corner here. Yeah, and it's all different now. It's very quick, this section. This chicane's not there anymore. So that's got to promote overtaking and better racing at Melbourne. Because, yeah, it's not my favourite track. But there's big questions. The track has been complete. Now, can we go to Australia? With the COVID. To go in Australia, what's this? I've just got a pop-up. What is this? Get out. Sorry about that. Yeah, got a notification blocking my screen. Yeah, not good timing. So, where were we? Australia, yeah. We've seen chaos with Novak Djokovic, the tennis star. You must be fully vaccinated if you want to get to Australia. That's how I understand it. We haven't had an Australian Grand Prix for quite a while, and I think it's surely got to happen this year. All F1 team personnel, drivers, media, they have to be fully vaccinated anyway, so I don't really see why we can't go to Australia, even if we have to do it behind closed doors. I mean, we had that shit show in Australia a couple of years ago. I mean, what an embarrassment it was. And a real tarnished. Yeah, sending fans to the track. Not communicating with fans. It was a mess. So, Albert Park Formula 1 modifications complete. Ahead of this year's race. Albert Park venue in Melbourne is set to host Formula 1 in full for the first time since 2019. 2020 and 21 called off due to the pandemic. The break in racing has allowed Australia to complete the layout and the circuit changes. Changes include turn 9. So it's a fast sweeping complex now. It used to be like a slow braking zone. Now it's just you sweep through. As you can see on the picture. Here, open this up a bit. Look, as you can see, you go down this sweep now. Instead of going where the car is on the picture, you go through this sweep, so it's going to be very fast. Yeah, and it'd be good to go back to Australia. Daniel Ricciardo's home event. Hopefully we can get Oscar Piastri on the grid. Any Australians, comment down below, will this race happen? And yeah, we could get an Australian on the channel to talk about Australia and will this race go ahead. Also in other news, we might as well stick with Australia. Oscar Piastri receives the Jack Brabham Award. Obviously Oscar Piastri under the wing of Mark Webber. And yeah, he received that award, which is quite a prestigious award for an Australian. Jack Brabham, arguably Australia's best ever driver. So yeah, quite an accolade for Oscar and let's hope he can get on the grid in 23. Should be on the grid in 22. Disgraceful. Yeah, also we have a ban of military flyovers. Now this is all to do with sustainability, environment friendly, all this. We'll get this article up here. Now I've got to say I'm not too sure about this because it is from a shit newspaper. People from the UK will know which newspaper I'm talking about, but it is news, so let's take this with a pinch of salt, I would say. F1 bans race promoters from putting on military aviation displays as part of sustainability. Formula One chiefs have banned military aircraft from flying over tracks before the race. So when we go Silverstone, we usually see the flags. When we go Italy, it's the same. So, like, you've got guzzling military aircraft flying over, and it usually represents the country's flag, which wherever we are, whether it's UK, Italy. So yeah, that's an interesting one. But yeah, take that with a pinch of salt because it is pretty from a shit newspaper. So yeah. Yeah, and then in other news, Alex Albon. He's been at the factory at Grove doing a bit of simulation work, meeting his team, getting used to his new environment, and Alex Albon lost his keys. Can you believe it? Now, did he lose his keys, or was it a bit of a joke by his mechanics? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a bit of a joke. So yeah, we know Alex Albon's got a good work ethic. When he was Red Bull, like reserve driver, yeah, he was in the simulator like 20 days a month. So he's got a good work ethic, and it's a key season for Alex Albon. It's make or break. If he can't beat Latifi, I'm sorry to say he is done in Formula One. Alex Albon owns up to car key incident on first day at Williams. Alex Albon has confessed to a mini drama on first day at Williams, misplacing his car keys. He thought he'd left them in the canteen. He would have had to go through all the rubbish, but he actually left them in the simulator. The side of the sofa in the simulator. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if one of his mechanics hid them, to be honest. Like a little prank for someone who's new to the team. Yeah, he's got a good work ethic, Albon. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to see what Albon can do because he's got a lot of fans out there. He's a nice guy. Yeah, he comes across great, but I do worry about Albon and his mentality because I don't think he's the strongest up here. So it's going to be interesting. So quite a busy day of F1 news as we've covered. Alfa Romeo changing their name. Australia complete. And will the race go ahead? Oscar Piastri gets a Jack Brabham award. Alex Albon losing his keys at the factory and visiting the factory for the first time ahead of the new season. And then a ban for planes flying over the circuit. Yeah, interesting. Comment down below. We'll always reply. And any Australians, yeah, David might know a lot about this. Comment down below. Will the race go ahead? We've seen the chaos with Novak Djokovic. But yeah, all F1 personnel have to be jabbed. So I don't see that being an issue. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty clear that all 20 drivers are going to be jabbed of some kind because we're flying around the world. 21, 22, 23 events, depending on COVID. Thanks for watching. Comment down below. Adios. Adios.